Hello everyone. Today we will start Python programming second session. In second session we are learning about input statements, output statement, different kinds of input in like integer, float, characters, and conditional statement like if else, then multiple condition checking loops, while loop, for loop, special statements like break, continue, pass, and exit statements. Today, let's start with input statements. Every time when we do programming, it is not possible to assign a variable with a value. It is required to take an input from the user side. The input function is used to accept the input. Here we will use a special function called input function. The input function will receive the input from the user side, and the input received will be assigned to some variable like x. ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೂಸರಿಂದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರುವಂಥ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸರಿಂದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. Because user will not know to enter the input, so we are using one statement, enter the value of x. So whatever the value they will provide, that value will be assigned to one variable called x variable. Let's go to the program. In this program, here we have a function called input function. Within that we have a statement called enter the value of x, and remember the statement must be in double quotes. Enter the value of x, the value will be assigned to the variable called x variable. And output statement, whatever the result you want to print, we will use print function, that is also an inbuilt function, to give the output of the program. Input function is used to take the input from the user. Print function is used to print the output of the program. Here the x value which is accepted as an input from the user, the same x value will be printed using a function called printx. ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ user need to enter the input value. So input value, let it be like 100, and when you press an enter button, the input data whatever is accepted and stored in x will be printed, that is 100, using print statement. ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So here is the input statement and output statement, input function and print function. Input function is used to accept the input from the user, and print function is used to print the output of the program. Next, think that whatever the input you receive from the user, that input you want it to be in integer format. ಯೂಸರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ ಇಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್. Say for example, here we will use one statement called see here, if I give ABC and it is accepting ABC. Now I want to restrict that and I want to accept only the int value. See here, integer, and we are using input function to accept the input, and that too in integer format. Now if I give input in integer format, it will be accepted. So whatever the input the user is giving, that input we are expecting in integer format by using a int function. So enter the value of x, and that is using input, and inputted value will be in the format of int. Same way you can try with the float value. Okay, so same format, instead of int you use float, and in input value you give float value 12.35 and the same value will be printed. So one is for int and another one is for float. What happens if you don't use any formats like integer, float? That time whatever the value you accept by default, it will be accepted in the format of string. ಇಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋಟ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ we will show the format of taking the input in integer format, then we can take all the data in the float format also. And if you want to take a string, don't use any specified format like int and float. By default the entered value will be in the format of string. In the same way, if you want to print a specified character, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ just provide the index value. You are accepting a grade and print only grade of 0, the first character, because index value will start from 0, so we are printing 0. In the same way, we have one more special feature, that is evaluation of expression. What is this evaluation of expression? Instead of giving the value as input, you provide an expression. Integer, float anta data kodo bodlu one entire expression na kodi, maybe an arithmetical expression. It will be accepted and it will be evaluated. Observe, eval is a special function which is used to evaluate the input expression, and that input expression's result will be stored in a variable and the same result will be printed. Let's take one example for that. Yes. So here we have few statements like enter the value of x, enter the value of y in the float format, add two values and print the result in the set. Below that we have eval and inputted expression. You are asking the user to enter the expression, and entered expression is evaluated using a function called eval, and evaluated expression's result is stored in a variable called result and it is printed in the format, result format. So let's execute this program. See, enter the value of x. x value ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. x ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಸಾರಿ, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 100.0, y 200.0 and the result is 300. Okay, that is the previous statement. Now we will give the expression. See, 10 plus 3 into 5. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, we are providing the entire expression. See the result will be 25. So according to this expressions, first multiplication will be done, 3 into 5 that is 15, that will be added with the value 10. So total the result will be 25. So input, here we are not taking in float or a character, we are taking one expression. That expression is evaluated and printed the result. So with this we covered input, output, and input, float value, integer value, character value, and expression input and evaluation. Next we will go to conditional statements. So as you know, conditional statements are used to control the program flow. Using the conditional statement, it will check for the particular condition. If the condition is true, the related statements will be executed. For example, if. In this if, you will provide an expression that is a condition. If this condition is true, the statements below the if will be executed. If ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And you have to observe one thing, after if you have a colon, not semicolon. So in C++ or Java we will not use semicolons after if or a loops. So here after if expression we have to use a colon. See, here is an example. We are taking one variable called a33, b 200, and condition is if b is greater than a, value of the b is greater than a, it will print the result called b is greater than a. ಇಫ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದಿಸ್. Here it is printing b is greater than a because the value of b is 200. It is greater than 33. Condition is true. So it is printing b is greater than a. b ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ a ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. This is the condition and printing a result. Let's do one thing. I will change the value of a as 333. Now we will execute the program. Now condition is not satisfied. If condition is not satisfied, so statement is not printing. See, this is not the error. Program is correct. It is executed properly, but condition is not satisfied, so it is not printing result. In order to come out of that drawback, we have if-else statement. In if-else statement, we will check for the condition. If the condition is true, statement will be executed. If this condition is not true, then it will go to else part. Else part condition will be printed. If expression statements, then if this is not true, it will go to else part and print the statement below the else part. ಎರಡು ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, if and else. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಫ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ a is 33 and b is 3. It is checking if a is greater than b. If that is true, it is printing the value a is greater, else it is printing a value b is greater. a ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 33, b ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 3. ಇವೆರಡರದ್ದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದ ಇಫ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Now it is printing a is greater than b because the a value is 33. It is saying a is greater than b. Now change it. I am changing the value of 333. Now it is showing b is greater than a. So it will check for the condition. If that condition is true, it will print the statement below if, or else it will go to else and it will print the statement below the else. This is if-else statement. Then we will move on to multiple condition checking statement. Think that you have more than one condition to be checked. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದೇ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ELIF. ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೋ ಯು ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೂನ್ ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಎವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಟ್ರೂ. See here you have multiple conditions. See, if expression 1 or else ELIF second expression. If it is not true, then it will go for the, if it is true, it will print the statement below that, or else it will go for the next condition ELIF expression 3, and if it is true, it will print the statements below that. If none of the conditions are true, then it will go below the else statement and it will print the statements below the else. If condition ELF next condition or else next condition, if nothing is true, then it will go for the else part. Let's take one example. A value is 33, b value is 33 and it is checking condition if b is greater than a. If it is true, it will print the value like b is greater than a, or else it will check the next condition ELIF b is equal to a. If both values are equal, it will show a and b are equal. If both conditions are not true, like if condition ab is greater than a or else a is greater than b, if none of the conditions are true, then it will go for else part, print a is greater. Now in this sample, a value b value are equal, so it is showing a and b are equal. If I change a value to 333, then it will print the value a is greater because the value of a is greater. If you change the b value for this, then it will show p is greater than a. So here it will check for the multiple conditions, and if any of the conditions are true, it will print the values statements below that condition, or else it will go for the else part. So it covers conditional statements like if, if else and multiple condition checking to check for the multiple conditions. Next, we'll go to loops. Loops are used for repetition of statement. When you want to repeat a set of statement until the condition is true, then we will go for loops. Mainly you have while loop and for loop. While loop, it will provide the condition or expression. Until this expression or condition is true, the statements will be printed. Once the condition is false, it will come out of the loop. While ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, ಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಟು 1. ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಕೌಂಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 10. Until the count value is less than or equal to 10, the value, this is a condition. Until this condition is true, the print value will be printed like the count is 1, 2, 3 like that. Then it will be incremented. So every time what it will do is check the condition, print the statement, increment the value. Again go back to while loop, check the condition, print the here whether the value is less than or equal to 10. If it is to print the value, increment it. So it will take the same way. First of all, 1 is less than or equal to 10, condition true, it will print the result as 1. Then count will be incremented, that is true. Again go to while loop, condition checking, print it, increment it. This will be repeated until the condition is less than or equal to 10. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೌಂಟ್ ಇಂಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೌಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 10 ಇರೋ ತನಕ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ ದರ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. See the count value, it is incremented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. Once it is 10, then for 11 it will go back to while loop. But if the condition is not satisfied, see here count value we assigned as 11, count is less than or equal to 10, condition is fails. Then again try to execute the program. ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕೌಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 10 ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದ ವೈಲ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೈಲ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಗುಡ್ ಬೈ. ಸೊ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ವೈಲ್. If the condition is not true, it will not go inside the while loop, it will come out of the loop and print the result. Next, move on to for loop. For loop is also used for repetition of statement. You have to observe with the syntax because it is quite different from C++ and Java. For first you will provide the iterating variable just like I variable. In next one is you have to provide a in keyword with the argument segments. Say for example here, fruit is an array which has of 3 elements. It is an array, fruit is an array which contains 3 elements. One is apple, banana and cherry. We have 3 data that is in fruit array, and using for x is an variable, in fruits is a segment. So for x, that is variable, in is a keyword, again we have to use a segment which needs to be printed in for loop. Below that try to print the value of x. Say for example first it will print apple, then banana, then the last one cherry. The x value will be printed like apple, banana and cherry. Let's execute this program. See the output, apple and banana and cherry. It will start from the first element, printing the first element, then go for the next one until it reaches the last element. Syntax is for variable in, then you have to use a segment. While and for loops are used for repetition of the statements. Then we will go for some special statements like break. What is this break? By using this break statement, whenever you are repeating a loop and you want to come out of the loop while coming across some condition, at that time you can make use of break statement. With the break statement we can stop the loop before the loop through all the items. So before completing the repetition. If you come across any specific condition, that time you can use a break statement and come out of the loop. Take the same example, fruits with array apple, banana and cherry, and using a for loop you will print the values of fruits. Then we are giving one condition, like whenever the x value is banana, the entire loop, whenever the x value is banana, apple, banana and cherry, you have to break it. When the value of x is banana, you have to use a break. So what it will do, just see the output. You are getting output as apple, banana, not cherry. Why? Because when you print, and when it comes to the apple, it will print apple. When it comes to banana, it will print banana. Later it will check whether the condition is x is banana. Yes, in x is banana, it uses the break and come out of the loop. So it is not printing the value cherry. When it is banana, it will break out of the loop. So it is not printing the cherry value. Only apple and banana in the output. So break statement is used to come out of the loop when the specified condition is reached. In this example, when the value is banana, so we are using a break statement to come out of the loop. Next, we'll go to continue statement. What is this continue statement? In this continue, whenever you come across a specified condition, that iteration is skipped. That current iteration is skipped and continues with the next iteration. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration of the loop and continue with the next. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋವಂಥ ಲೂಪ್ನ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಅದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. Same example, fruit, apple, banana, cherry, x in fruits. When x value is apple, so we are using x value equals apple. When this specified condition is reached, we are using continue value and we are using the print value. Now execute this program. Banana and cherry. What happened to apple? See here, when the apple value is reached, x value is apple, it will check for the condition and it is having continue. Continue means skip that iteration, apple iteration, so it is not printing the value of x and it is going for banana, and it is printing banana and cherry, but apple iteration is skipped because of using a continue statement. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನಾನಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚೆರಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಲೂಪಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಟಿರೇಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಹಾಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then go to the past statement. What is this past statement? This past statement is used with for loop. See in this example, we have for loop x in with the values of 0, 1 and 2, 3 values. But we don't have any statement for the for loop. For loop ಇದೆ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಫಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಸ್. ಸಿ, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಪಾಸ್, it is showing error. Execute the program and see syntax error, unexpected end of file, because after for loop we need to have a statement. If we don't give any statement, it will give error. So you think that you don't have any statement and meanwhile you don't want to get any error, that time you can make use of pass. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಎರರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಎರರ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಂಪ್ಟಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು some reason have the for loop with no content, then you can make use of pass statement. for loop ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದಾಗ for loop ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Lastly, we have exit statement. You know very well exit statement will be used to stop the execution. When you want to stop the execution of a program, then you can make use of exit function. See, take the example for loop I with a range of 10, print the value of I. When you reach the value of I is equals to 5, we are using a function called exit. ಯಾವಾಗ ಐ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 5 ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 5 ರೀಚ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್. So we learnt about while loop, for loop, break statement, continue, pass and exit. So continue will be used to continue, pass for the for loop. If you don't have any statement, exit will be used to stop the execution of the program. So in this session we covered input statements, output statement, input with integer value, float value, characters, strings, evaluation of expression, conditional statement like if else, multiple conditions, loops, while loop, for loop, and the special statements like break, continue, pass and exit.